For those of you who want to skip some stuff,
Yes.
follow on the timestamps for the anime that you like to hear if we have it. Which, most of the time we cover a lot of them.
Yeah, we usually try. Yeah. Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Jobless Weebs. This is Brian here, and we also have
Marco the Room.
That's right. Welcome everybody. Today is another one of our special days where we talk about the upcoming anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For various reasons, you missed the last one. Because I had just returned from Japan.
Oh, that's right. Yep. And then some things happened on my side. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were still suffering from New Year and returning from Japan.
Yeah.
At the time of recording this, I still have not finished the Japan videos, which are garbage, but are my garbage, and I think that it's good garbage. So,
yes, there you go. Yeah, there's some value in it. Yeah.
I've come to appreciate them. Is because they definitely don't have that quality of a travel blog, mainly because I went there by myself. And, a lot of those travel blogs that you see, it's the guy, but he has at least another person recording and they already have a script, and their equipment is so much better.
Oh yes.
and I was just like, this is mainly my vacation, and
so you took it easy.
It was just like I just want to share more about it, and it was also kind of good for me of like, I will remember this. Or that has more of an emotional value to me. And also I see it as a kind of like, hey mom, I told you I was fine.
Oh yes.
but yeah, we are preparing something big. Hopefully it will not appear anytime soon, but we're making sure to plan it well, just so that it doesn't blow up on our faces. And,
definitely.
But how you been, Brian?
Yeah, I've been pretty good. Sleeping well, which is awesome, and just playing a lot of Skyrim still. I'm almost done.
I've seen you a lot.
Oh yes,
How many hours have you played so far?
So far, I have around 260 hours. Yeah, and I started back in January. So yeah, I've been playing it a lot recently. Still using a few exploits, so it's an old game, but I think it's fair because you can do it in the game. I try not to do the super game breaking exploits type of things. So I'm trying to
the mods where you have guns and stuff.
Yeah, nothing like that. And there's one where you can put infinite damage on weapons. Essentially, I haven't really done that. But yeah, it's still really fun going through the story. Almost finished. Just got the main quest to do. But yeah, how have you been?
I've been doing good. For the most part. I really need to improve. I just noticed that making weekly videos of a script and not we do it with the podcast, which is spontaneous.
Oh yes,
and from what
spontaneous.
We remember, and even though we try to make our analysis on anime or stuff, it's basically on stuff that we remember. Which I think that, as trashy as that sounds, that's our signature from our podcast.
Oh yes.
In comparison to other videos where they're they put a lot of hours, which we could do, but we don't make a living out of this.
Right.
So maybe once we do it, we could definitely skyrocket our quality. But yeah, other than that, I've been playing a lot of this game called Age of Empires. I used to play a lot when I was a kid with cheats.
Oh yes.
So now I'm trying to play with no cheats.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
But yeah, other than that, I've been playing some of Marvel Rivals,
Yeah.
Stuck on Bronze on competitive.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Who do you like playing?
Scarlet Witch.
There you go. Yes.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm bad or my teammates are bad. Which ultimately, I know I'm not that good because I don't play as much as I used to.
Right.
When I was in middle school, high school, like
you would game a lot.
that was my life, and I was pretty good at it. But other than that, keeping up with some anime and mangas, and this upcoming season, this is the season for mystery.
Oh, okay.
A lot of
mystery coming out.
Even this year, that started with the second season of the Apothecary Diaries and I forgot her name. This one, the Ameku Takao ni Surikate, the Ameku Heavy Doctor Detective. Because we've seen now like a boom. Like with these two, it seems that they have been very well received. So now it's this season for spring, we're gonna have a few more mystery ones in different eras. Because like the Apothecary Diaries is like
like
feudal China,
and
the Dr. Ameku, it's more like contemporary Tokyo. So we have also different eras, but also it's about mystery, and we're gonna talk about them.
Definitely.
They're cool. They're cool enough. We have a lot of returning ones that we're just gonna mention them as honorable mentions.
Quite a few second seasons.
So I guess we can just jump right into what we're gonna be watching or what we may be watching. And for those of you who want to skip some stuff, follow on the timestamps for the anime that you'd like to hear if we have it. Which most of the time we cover a lot of them.
Yeah, we usually try. Yeah, there might be a few that we miss, but that's okay.
Yeah, again, we will talk just slightly about second or third seasons. Most of the time, it's new anime that it's coming out. Just so that you know what's gonna be roughly about.
So first few ones, like Fire Force, I'm pretty sure that's Fire Force. Yeah, season 3. So that's coming out along with the I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years. That's another season for that one.
Yeah, that's season 2, I believe.
Season 2. And then Windbreaker season 2 also. I still haven't given it a try.
I dropped it like on chapter 6 because I wanted to wait.
Sure.
The plot is pretty simple. It's just like the main character that he's been ostracized because he has half of his hairline is white and the other one is black, so he is ostracized because of that. Right. So he's like this stray cat that is being treated terribly, and so when he has an owner that actually loves him, he's just like and the fights are pretty cool, but overall that's it. It's just fights between schools, and the school that he joined in that he thought that it was going to be a pretty violent school ends up being kind of like the law enforcement in the town, which they're like they fight, but not fight because of fighting, but fight just to defend the people of the neighborhood, and they're loved, and he's like, I don't need your love, I want blood.
Oh goodness!
But pretty simple plot, but still the fights are really well done. And I might be inclined to finish it up now that season 1 is completely over, and this one is probably going to be one of the ones that I'm going to wait until there are enough episodes. Like it's one of those that I can like pumps blood.
So you got to watch a few at a time.
So
that's cool.
We're gonna have an original one. It's called Lazarus. This is from Mappa, I believe.
Oh yes.
And it has the art style of like Cowboy Bebop
Yeah.
or like Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo, yeah, it has that sort of feeling to it.
Yeah, and this one, so far from the summary in here, it's pretty much a doctor on in the future. He develops this cure-all medicine. And like everyone is like, oh great, and suddenly the doctor disappears and he comes back a few years later and he's like, ha, you fell into my trap, now you're all gonna die. And we're like, what? So they put up a task force to find the doctor and at the same time try to find a cure for this like miraculous cure-all medicine. Because apparently, like this drug can cure everything, but people need to take it, and if they don't take it, like the drawbacks from not taking the drug will lead them to do unspeakable stuff. Like any addict would do.
Oh, sure, yeah. Fascinating.
So
they become dependent on it.
Yeah, they become dependent on it.
Gotcha. Another one is the Vigilante My Hero Academia. This is going to be the illegals. So yeah, it's going to be another season. I'm not too well versed on that.
This one,
it's like a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel spin-off.
Right, prequel spin-off.
And yeah, again, it's the Vigilantes, and it's a prequel of the series. The manga, it hasn't been more than a year since the official manga of the Deku's story was over, right. Which also kind of like crappy ending. Which who am I to talk about crappy ending? Like if I'm that good at writing scripts.
Oh, right.
But yeah, like in here,
more.
our main character, he is inspired by one of the illegal superheroes, and he starts doing the same.
Yes.
Another honorable mention: Aharen-san wa Hakarenai season 2. Dude, I love season 1. It was just so funny. And, and Raido-kun, he was.
Oh yes, he's so delusional.
He was the GOAT.
Oh, he is. He sure is.
Like, I don't remember any other rom-com where the main male actually confesses before the end of season 1, right? And he freaking like Tadano. Like I stopped reading Kami-san on chapter 200, and Kami-san is now over.
It's now over,
and I don't know if Tadano ever
chapters, 500 so.
Yeah, I don't know if Tadano ever confessed or if Kami-san was the one confessing. Like, I didn't cut up,
but this guy,
right? The girlfriend, that garbage. That
oh no,
4th season, and
I don't even go near that one anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one. Or like My Dress Up Darling, that it's also like
it's also ending.
It's also ending. Suddenly ending, I think. They just like, but yeah, Raido-kun, it's the GOAT.
Yes.
So
and it's a great moment. I love that. Second season.
And for those of you who have not watched the first season, Aharen-san is this cute high school girl that she cannot gauge the distance, the social distance with people.
Social distance.
So sometimes she is like, and she also speaks like really
very
quiet,
softly. Yeah. So it's hard to hear, but coupled with the fact that her personality is so like reserved, but at the same time like out there, it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and so she gets really close, literally with with Raido, to the point where they're just like there, and they eat lunch together during the recess at school, and Raido has like delusions of what Aharen is doing like on her free time, and
It's so
just like at
silly.
the end of the season, he actually, guessed right some of his delusions. Like, I don't. Maybe she was in a competition of this. And like, no, I've been wrong these other times, and then like, I was in this competition. It's like I was right.
Yes, this one here. Oh gosh, it's utter garbage. It's utter trash. But if you're a fan of degeneracy, Haite kudasai, Takamine-san. Oh no, none of my family will ever know. So yeah, this one is so the translation or the general title of it is "Please Put Them On, Takamine-san," which is like okay, and well, it's okay. Just try it out if you're curious. I don't know if I could say it on our podcast, but she can basically redo certain events or certain times where she like go back in time and have a different result. Like if she got like a 98 on a test, she can do a certain act and then and then she can like get a 100 on the test.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the guy, he helps her and he has to bring spares of clothing items for her because that's what is involved with her power. So this is the sacrifice. Yep. So yeah, give it a try. If you're curious about it.
Yeah, this is one of those guilt pressures that
yes.
It's like me liking that garbage.
Next one. Oh goodness. And then the next one, Danjo no Yuujou wa seiritsu suru, or and then parenthesis shinai, which is basically, can a boy and girl friendship last? And then no, it cannot. This one I'm looking forward to it. This guy, he makes little kind of like flower accessories with pressed flowers, where he can like make earrings. He can make
the guy.
The guy or the guy again. Okay. Yeah. So the main guy, he makes these flower accessories for girls, and there's this childhood friend who scratch that. I don't know if they're childhood friends, but anyway, she basically wears them and like promotes them. And the thing is, they're going through their school life, but certain like drama things happen. And of course, it's partly romantic, but not, because they're trying to like preserve their relationship the way it is. She doesn't like that because she actually likes him.
Right. Kind of
so it's keep the status quo. Yeah.
The friendship.
Exactly. Keep the friendship.
Build the wall of like.
Yes. Okay. That's right. And there's a great line in the manga, which I hope they do. And it's from his perspective, or like inner thoughts, and it is, beauties are the greatest when they keep their mouths shut. Oh man, that cracked me up when I read it. Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that one.
Okay, yeah. The next one is Kaitanaka no Osan Kensei ni Naru, or from All Country Bumpkin to Master Swordman. I have some mixed feelings about this one. Okay. We've been having a boom in Osan animes.
Yep.
Like the middle-aged one.
Yeah,
and some of the previous ones, I really like them.
Yeah.
Like the one with the S, the 30-year-old on-san.
Oh yes.
That it's an S, technically has the strength of an S adventurer.
Right.
That one was
fun.
Done.
Yep.
The one before that was also like the onsen that was the son of the hero but was raised by demons. I
Mm.
forgot the name, but there might be a picture in here about that one. That one was also greatly done.
Yeah.
Because all in all, they only focus on the onsen, and I think the one that we had also recently that was it was onsen, but it was isekai. I think
Oh,
one of the
yes,
ones that
yes.
we have it's
Yeah.
the one that goes from office worker to one of the 3-4 the 4 grade
The four
commanders, right?
Yes,
you know which
yes.
one I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah. The salaryman isekai.
Yeah, but and
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Quite a
kinda
few,
like
yeah.
when when it's the onsen, just
Uh-huh.
to keep it on, because it's an onsen, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have to behave as a 17-year-old.
Oh, yes.
That's what I
Right.
like about the other ones. That
Yeah.
even though like there was like a main girl, like the guy was bashful and all that stuff about that one girl, but like with this one, the main character, his name is Beryl, and he's just a sword instructor in in a backwater village,
Mm.
and he's just training kids, and that's what he does. Like he had a more great dreams, but at the end he just settled down there, and he just started teaching kids, and apparently also for some reason a lot of those kids went on to become like pretty or the best knights or the best adventurers, like the high rankings and all of those guys. The thing that had in common was that they were trained by him. So one day, a girl arrives and she's the captain of the legion of knights from a kingdom, and she's like, "Oh, Sensei, long time to see." And it's like this beautiful girl, but she's super young. And like she's the youngest to attain that rank and whatever. And she's like,
okay.
"Oh,
Sure.
I have here like a decree by His Majesty that you're gonna be the new sword instructor of our knights."
Oh.
And the classical trope of like people believing that this old man is not good enough.
Oh,
but somehow this old man, a lot of his former students are beautiful girls that all of them have the hots for him.
Naturally. Yeah.
And the guy is oblivious to that.
Oh, what a cliche.
And it's like, that's the part that kind of like grind my gears. Like, it's like,
that's fair.
That's unnecessary. It's like, we don't need that. We can have, okay, like, I accept that he's not accepted because his skills are not unknown. That a lot of people would be like, I need to prove your skills. So you're going to fight against this person. He just decided, like, okay, I accept that.
Yeah.
That's valid. But to the fact that it's like a lot of the girls are, secretly in love with him and are insinuating to him. Gosh. And even though like he a lot of times says like, oh, I feel like they're like my daughters. And they don't see it that way.
Right.
I'm just afraid that at one point the manga or the light novel, because I think it's based on a light novel, will push it to the point of the harem route, which is like
which isn't the best, but
when I was 16, 17, I was like, oh yeah, harem animes. It was like, high school DD.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's like let's go protagonist because he's young, but now it's like, I think that it comes to a point where you just have to make a mature story in order to have good writing.
Yes.
Like it's an okay story, but I think that's just like the major mistake.
I see.
That they're doing in just like, oh yeah, all the girls are secretly in love with him. And it's like, I don't know. Is this what growing old means, Brian?
We're getting too old.
That I'm like, in my times, we would only have one wife and one wife.
Oh my, the supremacy. I'm not sure. There's something going on there. I wish I knew. So another upcoming one is Witch Watch. This one's going to be a very fun one. It's a high school anime where this boy ends up living together with the girl.
He's an ogre.
Right? He's an ogre. That's right. Yes. He has ogre ancestry and she's a witch and they're also childhood friends. And she's destined to have a very disastrous year. So their parents come up with this bright idea of, oh, he's going to be her protector, along with being her familiar for some reason, of course. This is going to be great. There's going to be a lot of magic to this one, a lot of fun situations where she comes in doing her magic stuff, but he's, the very protective type of guy who's looking out for her. And I do want to mention at least one time, I think one of their first interactions when the show is when the manga is just starting, she does a spell where she turns objects flat, utterly flat, like a piece of paper, and she does it on herself. And so she's flat, like one-dimensional, and she gets blown around by the wind, gets trapped in a gap, and then he has to punch the wall to get her out to safety. I don't know. It's just so wacky. It's a wacky story. It's a comedy, and yeah, I think it's going to be fun to try this one out.
I think
yeah.
Because this one is...
Yeah.
One of the things that I like about this one is that...
Oh, yes.
At least on how some chapters are like, oh, this is romantic stuff. Oh, this is shonen stuff. Oh, this is
right.
funny stuff.
Yeah.
But it's it's kind of separated by chapters or episodes. And something that I thought in here that was kind of fresh.
Yeah.
Was that somehow all of that is put together.
Oh, yes,
and,
yes.
Sometimes that's good and bad because it's you try to mix everything and...
Right.
But I think that
but it
this
works.
one, it can work. Yeah.
Totally. I think so too. Totally works.
But, okay. No, that's nice. But yeah. So the next one, it's not an isekai. It's a fantasy one. Ishun the Chiryu Shitai Nani Yakutatsu the Tsuhyo Sareta Tensai something.
Oh, yes. ...
Or the brilliant healer's new life in the shadows. And, again, this is one of the other ones that he is a healer and he is kicked out of his party because he is not doing his job. But, secretly he only has a healing spell and he is a self-taught healer because apparently healers in here are kind of very rare and only you can only obtain healing spells if you go to school.
Oh, weird.
So it's only pretty renowned scholars know about healing and it goes from basic healing to advanced healing, but
yeah,
he's self-taught and he's a genius and just like a regular heal, it's like a superior healing pretty much with him.
Oh, wow.
It not only heals, but it also buffs, attacks, and defense, and some other stuff.
Oh, gosh.
And the other thing is that he doesn't need to cast it. He's a castless healer.
Castless healer.
Gotcha. But yeah,
gotcha.
He's kicked off from the party, and he's stripped away of everything. He's just, given some coins, because he was an orphan. So he's like, okay, I'll guess I'll try to open up a clinic. And he goes to the slums and, he makes this illegal clinic. And he ends up healing, the bosses of the 3 major gangs in the slums that were having beef with each other. And he would always, just heal them and, charge them.
Sure.
And then they were also like, okay, we're going all out. And he's like, hey, please stop. And he's like, are you going to be here? Yes. Are you going to heal us? yeah, if you pay me. Okay, then. And they just all of them start fighting, and these guys starts healing everyone, and all of one is like, just go down already. And you know, kind of like the person is like,
what the heck, man?
It's like, why don't you just die? And then it's like, okay, you know what? This fight is stupid because we're just being healed.
Yeah.
And you know, they join forces, and the slums actually start to prosper. And you know, on the other hand, you can see his old party, how now they're doing bad. And you know, again, you have the moment where his old party tries to get revenge from him because he ruined everything when he left, and it's like, you fired him, but sure, whatever. You know, standard cliches. And yeah, again, like these girls, he pretty much forms a harem as well. Because his healing magic also works like as holy magic. He can also exorcise ghosts.
He could. Okay.
If he wants, with healing, and he's like,
wow, just healing. Man, this guy, he can do it all.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, you know, don't expect too much about this one. This is one of those where you just turn off your brain and let the monkey, you know, enjoy the fan service and you know the ridiculousness of this.
The next one is Kijin Gentoushou. And I don't know the translation of that, but this one is a story of humans and demons. So another demon hunting one. This is going to be kind of a tragic one, I want to say. Kind of sad, but yeah, very tragic. Like right off the bat, at the very beginning. But it's kind of an odd beginning where it starts in 2009, and then it's kind of weird. So 2009, so it's so not really, not a whole bunch there, since it goes to a flashback right away. So that's the weird thing about it. It starts in 2009, but then it goes back, around in the 1800s, and
the Edo period, right?
Yep, Edo period. And this man, he's the protector of the Shrine Maiden, and the Shrine Maiden can do certain things, and they're demons, and they're threatening the city, the town, but this guy, he has to protect her. The thing is, he has a little adopted sister who is kind of like a half demon at this point in time. Some things happen and she goes full demon, but he's not like gonna help her. He wants to kill her now because she does something to the Shrine Maiden. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure how it'll go in the anime, but it sure is pretty tragic.
Okay.
Yeah. Without saying everything that happens, but yeah, it's gonna be sad. The one thing I will say about this one, for Shiunji no Kodomo Tachi, or the children of Shiunji family, they're not blood related. So,
of course,
hooray! Yep, go Japan.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, not blood related. So yeah, it's all okay.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's Japan's solution.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
They're not related. It just reminds me of that clip from the Russian girl
from the yes, the sister,
like the sister. I was like, are you an idiot? It gets good if they're blood related.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I about died in that one. Oh my goodness.
It's like, mate, Masachika. It's just good. if they're blood related. But they kissed. I know.
Oh no. No.
It's just like Star Wars. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
Luke kissed Leia, but they're brothers.
Brothers and sister. Oh my gosh. Wow.
You know, I mean, at least I'm glad that it's, you know, kind of like a comedy.
Oh yes. Yeah.
It would be really messed up, like, I forgot these, Kanojo no Kanojo.
Oh yeah, girlfriend. Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. That was one of the, you go to Japan, it's like, no. Not again.
Don't do that again.
You're like, you finished it? Okay, you had it? Not again.
Not again.
Okay, the next one.
Yes.
It's called Kowloon Generic Romance. This one is pretty interesting. It has, you know, the purpose of it is for it to generate nostalgia. Kowloon, it was an actual city in Hong Kong. It was, you know, kind of like abolished or destroyed. It's a walled city that I'm pretty sure that England had. It was one of the colonies in Hong Kong, China. Mm-hmm. And they had it up from like, I don't remember. I think it was the 40s or the 50s up to 1994.
Okay.
But yeah, this city was a colony, but it was also pretty much a lawless city.
Oh.
Like a lot of refugees will go there, and like a lot of things went. From the looks of it, the thing here is that it takes place in the future. So you know, like an alternate Earth where this city actually was not destroyed, or you know, was not abolished, and this city is there for the people who just yearn for the generic stuff, for the you know, for the good old times. You know how a lot of times we romanticize or like the 90s of like, in my times, kids used to be kids and not do like dances on TikTok. Like this is something like that. This is a city that it's pretty set on traditional stuff and you know, like on routines. Like there are a lot of new stuff, but sometimes that new stuff doesn't last. And we have,
and so the old times are where like happiness can be found. Yes, nostalgia.
Yes, yeah, that nostalgia. Yeah, and our main characters, we have a girl and a boy. They are realtors for a company, you know, that sells properties. And this girl always has this habit of, you know, waking up, cutting some watermelon,
and smoking. Oh yes.
And then she goes to work, but she's always, you know, also yearning for the new. She's yearning for the new. She wants to experience, you know, new restaurants, new trends, and in
new
contrast
fashion.
to that, his coworker, his name is Kudo. Her name is Reiko. So yeah, he's her coworker Kudo. He's more, you know, with what the city is for. He yearns for the past. He's okay with you know, habits and things not changing. He believes that change is bad. You know, he's like, as long as things remain the same, we're good.
Yeah.
And there is a thing with her. You know, there's some sort of mystery. That luckily it's not, you know, thrown out of the way on the first episodes. It's
gradually
like,
shows.
They start showing some stuff, because it turns out that she has a past that she has forgotten about, but there's a deeper connection with her co-worker Kudo that she doesn't remember. But somehow Kudo remembers him, but also he's not voicing it out. So he starts discovering little by little some things that they're subtle, but you're like, huh, why would this person know this about her?
Okay.
Or like certain things, and while she is wanting to experience something new, she gets this nostalgia feeling of like wanting to figure out what was in this path that she has forgotten about. So yeah, it seems to be like a pretty interesting story. Yeah. This one has a live action adaptation from a few years ago.
No way.
And yeah, the art itself, I love the art.
Yes.
Her character design it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I also like in the manga that it uses space very well with like how the layouts are designed and the artwork. The space is amazing in this one. So, ore wa seikan koka no akutoku uroshu, I believe. This one is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a little bit different. So some things are cliched, like he's a reincarnation. It's a feudal system, feudal society, but the thing is, it's intergalactic. So there's a lot of space type stuff.
That was one of the things that I was like, okay, someone finally at least decided to go out from the norm.
Right, it's a little different.
The medieval fantasy.
Still with the feudal system, but yeah, intergalactic. And the thing is, everything is so advanced that people live way longer lifespans. Like we're talking 400-year-olds, we're talking 600-year-olds. So it's like not, it's not even like crazy that people live that long. And life is good. Like even for the people who are on worlds and stuff, who have to work and stuff, life is good for them. He is an heir of this place, and it gets the inheritance right away when he's a kid, because his parents go out and like say, "Hey, we're done. You govern the place." So I thought that was a little bit weird, just a little bit. So he's in charge now. But also there's one other aspect to this where AI is a thing, but it's also kind of frowned upon because you don't want AI to take over your governance.
Okay.
So, but he starts relying on this AI maid. Right? Sure. But yeah. Oh yes. But yeah, it's not too similar to a lot of isekai ones, but still you see a lot of the tropes in it.
You see a lot of the tropes because like on his previous life he had a terrible life.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the individual that isekais him is pretty much the one that causes everything.
Yeah, all the misfortune
on his regular life. But when he's isekai, like the table turns and it doesn't matter how much he tries to screw with him, it just works out for his benefit.
Right.
And the thing with this is
so
that
he's still very involved.
He wants to be, kind of like the Eminence in Shadow.
Yeah.
He wants to be like the big baddie attire.
Yeah.
But again, like
like evil on a purpose.
Like, okay, you want to know how to be a bad governor, a bad politician? Go to Mexico. And just look at the politicians in Mexico.
Oh, no.
Like, how they steal money and the people is still suffering.
Oh gosh, and the oppression.
Yeah. If you want to know like oppression and crappy government 101, go to Mexico.
Oh dude.
And I can say because.
Yeah.
but because the thing is that this guy does a lot of things, to screw with the people, for his benefit,
right?
But it's like,
but he's supposed to, but he's educating himself.
It's like, that's it's like, you want to get more taxes, but you actually need, like more work, like more
incentive,
more employment, opportunities and stuff.
Exactly.
So then the people is like, oh, we're doing a lot of money. We actually don't care if we have to pay more taxes. and then it's like, oh, there are pirates, and he decides to fight the pirates because the dude that Isekai him tells him like, oh, they have a treasure that I have for you, and this dude feeds from negative emotions. So he's like, oh, okay, and the plan was for him to be defeated and him to curse his his life, but he actually defeated him.
But actually,
and gets a pretty good treasure and some other stuff, and their people, his people is like, oh my god, like he's a great ruler. He doesn't hide behind his armors. He
comes out there and does things.
So
it's good.
It's a good idea, but again, like for all the Japanese visual novel or like light novel authors, if you wanna write a good tyrant, go to Mexico or just go to history books and it's like,
oh jeez Louise.
There you will know what a terrible ruler does.
Oh yes, and what it actually looks like. Oh my. That's funny. And Shirley, it's Anna Green Gables redone in anime. Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, no way, it's Anna Green Gables. So yeah, it's going to be an anime adaptation. I have, like, I watched the movies when I was really young, like 7 years old, or around there, 7 to 12, because my sisters, they love this one. So I've seen the movies, but yeah, it's been a very long time, but yeah, it's going to be an anime adaptation.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, by the Answer Studio. So that's a studio I don't recognize. So we'll see what it's like, for sure.
Let's see. They have done Anna Green Gables. They have done. Oh, they have done. Oh, they did Garden of Words.
Oh, no way. Dang, interesting. Yeah, I did not know about that. So we recognize a few of those.
Zatsu Tabi, that's Journey. Yeah. I don't know. But the other journeys.
Right, like Kino's Journey.
Kino's Journey, or like the Wandering Witch.
Oh yes.
They have these kind of like episodic.
Thing.
I'm wondering if this is going to be something like that.
Yeah. Well, I glanced at the manga for this one. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of like traveling, a lot of like places and stuff. So that'd be pretty fun to check out before traveling to Japan. So it's good.
I mean, it is good because when I went to Japan, and I mean, I can talk about it right now since when this will come out, maybe the Japan Saga will be done. Yes. I went to Minobu, I went to Hamamatsu. Those were places that I did not have planned, but they have appeared on Yuujou Camp, so I was like, I'm gonna go. I don't care how much money I spend.
Yeah.
But those kind of animes that actually show Japan. I like them because it's like you can actually go and visit. Like that's the same thing that I did when I visited some of the shrines that appear on Love Live.
Oh yes. Yep, the shrines.
So, yeah,
I think that's cool.
That's right.
Yeah,
okay.
That's cool.
The next one that we have.
Oh jeez, the gorilla one. The gorilla girl.
This one is called Gorilla no Kami Kara Kago Sareta Reijou wa Oritsu Kishirande Kawaii Gareru. I think I said it pretty nice.
You said it really nice. Yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah, this is a fantasy world. It's not an isekai, but in this world, at a certain age,
16.
Yeah, 16 or 16. So. kids go to this ceremony where they are expected to receive a blessing from one of the animal gods. Like if you receive a blessing from the god bird, you get wings and you can gracefully, soar through the skies.
Mm-hmm.
The same like from a shark or from other animals.
Yeah.
And she's a pretty reserved girl and she's just, nervous on the kind of blessing that she will receive. And they, it's kind of like a gacha thing.
Oh, yeah. Like you can choose your card.
Yeah, and she ended up picking like kind of like a pretty strong card.
Oh, yes.
And it was the gorilla god. And it's said to be like the strongest god.
Yeah, like 500 kilos, nothing to you. Oh yeah, and the grip strength.
Yeah, she has like pretty good grip strength. And, her life just goes down the drain. This is also kind of like a reverse harem.
Yes.
There are like some love interests of some boys that actually want her, to join like the Knights army or for stuff, for heirs or whatnot, because she is a pretty good asset. Like military wise, she's a pretty good asset.
Yes, the gorilla god. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh jeez Louise.
Like whatever you can imagine from that, that's gonna appear.
Oh, it's gonna be silly. This one will be next one is Rakwa Lady no Tashinami deshite. This is gonna be really, really high intense anime. So there's a ladies' school where it's like prim and proper, but she's like not from the noble family or something like that.
No, she is actually pretty elite.
She's pretty elite.
Pretty elite.
Okay,
family.
I got that backwards. Yeah, so she's from an elite background, but there's this girl she meets, and she plays the drums, and the main girl, she plays the guitar, and she finds like a guitar pick, and I don't know, something to do with the guitar pick.
That she really likes, rock. And stuff,
yeah,
but her
but it's
background, it's like not ladylike.
Right, it's not ladylike to love rock. Or
she just like
anything to do with rock.
Like, when she makes friends with this drummer girl, they just started rock band, and
right.
But, it's kind of like this double life of them practicing this rock while also being proper ladies.
Right, and when they play, they're not proper, and it's going to be high intense. I'm really curious to see the music in this one, how they will animate that along with the show. I think we're gonna recognize some of the music in there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, especially with how they animate all the different scenes and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be high intensity.
The next one, this is one of the ones that I was talking about. Like it's a mystery one.
Yeah,
but the ones that we have in previous seasons, the girl is the main protagonist. In here, even though we have a girl, in the middle of the picture, the girl is not the main protagonist. The main protagonist pretty much is the guy to the right of her, which is her butler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this anime is called Nosotaki wa Dinner no Atode, or the Dinner Table Detective. And it's about it's this girl. She's a rookie detective, but she is actually the heiress of a big conglomerate, and her partner it's also the heir to another big conglomerate. But they're detectives. They're rookie detectives, but she is she's really explosive. And a lot of the cases, because she's really bad.
Really?
And a lot of the cases are actually solved by her butler.
Butler.
And the butler, he doesn't waste time in pointing out how stupid or how dumb her master
how
is.
dumb she is.
His
Oh,
master
gosh.
is. He's like, excuse me, my lady, do you have those eyes just like to not see and they're just pretty?
Oh,
and,
no.
But he's like a gentleman, so
Oh, my
he insults
goodness.
people in the most beautiful ways possible. He's like,
Most beautiful.
he's like, no one has ever insulted me in that way.
In that way?
But she notices that those are insults, and so she has much of her explosive attitude comes from that, because it's like,
I see.
You son of a...
Okay.
Wow. But yeah, this guy, is pretty analytical, and he solved all these cases. But yeah, she is like the comedic relief.
Oh, okay.
Of like, yeah, this guy is very like proper and all this stuff. It's this kind of arrogant male protagonist, and she is like the one that lights him up the mood.
I see.
So yeah. And there's also like a live action adaptation from like 10 years ago.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is another one that I checked out slightly. This is another mystery one. This one is set in 1948, just after World War II.
Okay.
This one will explore topics of loss of like post-war. I would say effects on people, especially because it's in Japan, and Japan ended up in a really bad shape after World War II, and it's just pretty much it's a girl. She is in high school or middle school, but she starts noticing a lot of kind of like supernatural stuff, like from her point of view. And so she tends to go with her professor, who a lot of the times it's at the school library. I think it's her language professor or something like that. That he's also kind of like regarded as a genius, or like a prodigy. And so this guy starts solving a lot of mysteries. Like he has the answers. But they kind of like paired up, in which they become a team in exploring supernatural stuff that happened also due to the war or because of the war. But yeah, these guys start explaining a lot of things, and again, the professor again in here, he's the main character. So I guess like the previous seasons we had the girls being the protagonists, being the smart ones. Now we're gonna have
male protagonists.
Male protagonists, see how they do. Let's see which characters are more beloved.
Yes.
We have both.
See.
Where the male, it's the brains, but also we have the others where the female, it's brains. Like which one is more annoying? Or which one is more lovable? Because like for example with the Apothecary Diaries, like Mao is just pretty funny whenever she does like her cat expressions. There's some like weird drop or whatever. But with these ones, they tend to be more kind of like stoic. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be like a good one, and it has the art style of. Did you ever watch this anime called Sayonara? It was about a teacher that always wanted to. He had a lot of suicide thoughts.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think it's Sayonara Sobu Sensei or something like that. Like the art style reminded me a little bit of that. But yeah, it's gonna be by Hyaku Studio or 100 Studio. Yeah, that's
cool.
Gonna be really cool. I didn't read any of you.
So Ballpark de Tsukamade. Yeah, I wonder why. I don't see any reason why. What? Oh, well, okay. Imagine this: you had a hard day at work. and it's a terrible day.
I don't
There's
think I-
overwork.
right.
Okay. Skip that part. You go directly to your recreation time. What do? You go to the ballpark to watch baseball, right? No. it's just to stand your favorite beer seller. So this girl, she sells beer at the ballpark. You know, she's the hollerer. She yells like, anyone want to buy, beer, and he buys beer. Thing is, she's new and she doesn't have any regulars. She's totally new. She goes, she serves him, and she like sticks around him, and spends time with him. And he's single, he's totally receptible. He's like, yeah, and he's like, now a regular at first, because that's like a thing. When people do this, they can have regulars, and it's a whole background. So yeah, look forward to this one for sure.
Sure.
For obvious reasons.
I'm there for the plot.
Oh yes. Yep. Oh boy. We got through a lot. We
We did, yeah. And, we're gonna have like an OVA for Konosuba.
Oh no way! Oh, I'm so excited! I love Konosuba.
Yeah, it was gonna be a special episode for Natsume
Oh,
Group of
Natsume.
Friends.
Okay.
Dude, season 7, I finished it while I was in Kyoto.
Oh no way!
That was
Dude, that's
somehow,
cool. That's awesome.
Somehow it felt different,
Oh yes.
Finishing an anime
Finishing
in
it.
Japan.
Wow. That's incredible.
And I would like to talk a bit about the movies, but they will always be released
A year later.
A year later or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, because we have movies for Kobayashi no Maid Dragon, Detective Conan, Princess Principal.
Yeah.
Some other original ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was it. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Nice.
Again, skip to the
with the tags,
to the
stamp,
to the anime that you want, and comment which ones we missed, how wrong we are, or how good our taste in anime is.
Which ones you actually want to see. So yeah.
Right. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Matane.
Matane.